Well, Shemai everyone, how are you all? Well, I've chosen my favourite topic actually for Scrap Academy because I am working with paper, and anyone who knows me knows that I've got a bit of a problem for pattern paper. So I'm just going to show you now, 2 seconds while I flip this around. Can you see all down there? Can you see all that row? Pattern paper. Not all of it, a lot of it's also cardstock, but I have quite a problem with pattern paper and actually cardstock. I might as well admit it to you, didn't I? So, as I say, this is probably my favourite topic to work on, but I'm going to do things slightly different today because I have discovered a new way of getting patterned paper. One that I haven't got to hide from my husband because it comes by email, and that is using printable pattern papers. So my video today is going to be using some lovely patterned papers sent to me by Marie de Brass from Thoughtful Studio, and you'll see what I do with it. See you in a minute. So here I am. I've got my things laid out to do this layout, and I've printed some papers, and these are actually from Thoughtful Studio, and it's a brand new collection, and I must say I absolutely love the colours. And there's always an embellishment sheet that comes with it as well. So this is such an easy way, especially if you're quite new to scrapbooking and you haven't sort of quite developed your hoard or stash of papers yet. This is such an easy way to get your hands on paper straight away. And you can print them out as often as you like. You can print out as many pieces. So if you wanted 100 sheets of this one, you could. And I think that's the great thing about printable papers. So I've also printed it out on vellum, which I must be honest, I didn't know how it would take. I just wanted the gentleness of vellum. And as long as you leave it for a little bit of time, it is set really well. It's not smudging now. I printed it on glossy paper, the selection on my printer. And my printer is a very, very old Epsom stylus photo. What's it? R360, if that means anything to anyone. So I printed one on vellum. And then the photo paper I use is canvas style. So it gives you a little bit of texture to it then. So I've gone for these colours because I wanted to scrapbook this photo of my stunning little great nephews, and they are wearing different varieties of blue. And as you can see, especially for this video, I have dyed my hands a variety of shades of blue. I'm going all out here, obviously. And then I'm going to use these embellishments as well. I might punch some of them out. And the cardstock I'm using is actually Vicky Boutin foundation cardstock because it takes mixed media really well. I am going to add some splatters to it. I'm not going to go bonkers with it all, but I'm going to add some splatters. So what I'm thinking is having my photo cluster here and a little embellishment cluster there. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to switch to voiceover and fast forward myself a little bit, and you can see what I get up to.
Okay, so the first thing I'm going to use are these Lindy Stamp Gang powders, and I've mixed up my own sort of distress ink, I suppose. So I've got some lighter blue and some darker blue. So I'm going to put that aside now to dry because I'll only end up putting my arm in it. And then using my photo as my guide, I'm going to just create some mats to go behind my photo. And I don't want it to be sort of stacked really straight. I want it to look a bit like, not like you've had a bit of a pile of papers, you've sort of dropped them down and you just see all little different bits. That's the look I'm going for. And so I'm using the dark blue down the bottom and the paler blue then at the top. But then I'm going to bring in the vellum piece. And vellum is really nice to tear. But I realised that as I went through my printer, it didn't print very straight, so I'm just straightening it all up. So I think that's been the big thing for me, that they say every day is a school day. The fact that you can print on vellum so easily. As I say, just use like a glossy paper setting, that's the word I'm looking for, and then just leave it dry for quite some time. So you can see that's all I'm going to do now. I'm using my ATG, which is a double-sided tape dispenser. And I'm just layering them all up, but I'm not layering them square. I just want all little bits sort of poking out. So I'm just showing you that's all I'm using is my double-sided tape. And then I'm going to use the offcuts that I've had to create my little embellishment cluster. And to be honest, most of what goes into this page are just pattern papers, a few little embellishments, but not very many. And then by using different punches or fussy cutting, and fussy cutting is cutting out small designs, then you can create your own embellishments. I love to create my own embellishments anyway. So I'm just going to use some foam pads then, just to add a little bit of dimension. I never scrap original photos, so I'm not worried about papers being acid free because I never scrap the original. I only ever scrap either reprints. I either scan in old photos and print those, or they're just printed off my computer. I apologise for the light there. For some reason it went really dark, then it went really light, and I was fiddling with the blind. So I just want this bit of craft card just to sort of lift it up off the blue, just to add another sort of colour in. And as you can see, I'm still building up this embellishment at the top. And I just sort of, I'm very much a stick and plonk sort of person. If I like where it is, I've got to stick it down straight away. So there we go. I've just created my photo cluster now, and I'm going to use some of this funky foam, which is I think it was either from Home Bargains or the Works or somewhere really cheap. It's only children's craft foam, and then I use my ATG gun then to stick it down. So I'm going to use my banner punch, which is probably one of my most used punches actually, to create this little banner flag piece up in the corner. I think when I first started out with scrapbooking, I thought everything had to match perfectly. And I think as I've sort of gained experience, I'm more than happy to have a selection of prints and colours on my page. So at the bottom of that one piece there's a little sentiment which says time after time, and I've just cut it so I can use it in both places. That's the other thing. If you want to extend your pattern paper behind your photo, cut it in half, because you're not going to see what's behind it anyway. So then I'm just using some of the vellum as washi. My only word of advice there is be careful what glue you're using, because you don't want it to show through. Vellum is a bit of a tinker because it shows through tape in particular, so try to use a glue that dries clear, or you could staple it down, or use like a paper clip as a different embellishment on there then, just as a way to put it under something. Just showing you this little tiny camera. What I tend to do is when I've chosen my photo, then I choose my papers, and then I go through and choose any embellishments that go with it. I don't buy many kits now because I'm desperately trying to use up the stash that I've got. So there I am now. I'm just adding some little sequins in the colours. And I've got a little tool which has got like a little bit of blue tack on the end, because I find them really difficult to pick up because I've got no nails, because I'm awful for biting them. I'm ashamed to say. So here we are. I'm just adding a few more splatters in. Always cover your photo, because the number of times I've done that and splattered it over the top of my photo and I've had to reprint the photo. So I'm just thinking now about what to do for my my title. I love these little tiles. I think they're Jen Hadfield. So I'm going to add that little journaling piece there, and then I'm going to add my title on top, and there it is. And as you can see, that's my layout complete. So mainly, that's all I've used, are pattern papers, a couple of very few embellishments, and some sequins and a bit of mixed media, and that's all finished. So don't be afraid to play around with your pattern papers. Use it to create your washi tape pieces. and just have fun. Pattern paper is the bomb. It's probably my favourite part of scrapbooking, actually. I even see clothes and think, oh, they'd be nice pattern papers. So I'm just showing you how I've made up all those embellishments myself, and so easily. And that's it. Thank you so much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of the challenges, and I shall see you soon.